Hello, I'm Joan Silva, and today is Tidy Up Tuesdays with Joan. Every Tuesday, whether you're ready or not, here comes tidying up. It does help me too, by the way. The areas that I focus upon quite often are ones that have come up for me, have become something that's important to me suddenly. And I always love to share my own ahas. And by the way, it kicks my little tail to get in gear too. So welcome to those who have joined me again this week or for the first time. Welcome Suzanne and Jacqueline and Susan. Thank you for coming. Always love comments. And Govind, thank you very much for showing up. I always love comments. You know, what's your ahas? What's your area that is most challenging? What is it that you'd like to have me focus upon? Maybe in future Tidy Up Tuesdays. Now remember, to get in touch with me, it's joan@joansilva.com. My website, yourmoneydream.com. And if you go to yourmoneydream.com, there is a tab across the top that says Tidy Up Tuesdays. You're welcome to click on that, yourmoneydream.com, Tidy Up Tuesdays. And in that, on that page, that web page, is a place for you to sign up for my every 2 weeks email newsletter around tidying up. Right now, I'm working on an article that gets published monthly in a magazine, and the topic is books everywhere. Not enough time to read. How do you get rid of those things that you do enjoy but don't serve you? So that's the topic for the magazine article, and I can actually share it once it's been published, which it goes out November 1st. So if you want to be one of the first to read it, feel free to sign up for my regular every 2 weeks Tidy Up Tuesday. But if that doesn't speak to you, hope you will enjoy my regular Tidy Up Tuesdays live Facebooks. Today, my husband just walked in, so hopefully he will whisper past. So welcome. Again, the topic today is what 3 areas are the most important for you to tidy up. Now, some of you may already know this secret. Those of you who know Nancy Dadami, she is a feng shui professional. Not only has she been to my home several times to do some energy work and feng shui, let me be careful how I say that, feng shui work, but I've also taken many of her classes, both online and in person. And she mentions 3 areas that are so critical, one of which I'm going to focus on today in the tidy up area. Of course, she works energetically as well, looking at how things and flow work for you. So many times she's speaking to some of the same hot buttons that I am working in. We just do it in a different way, but we both believe in the same things. So any of you want to guess what one of those 3 areas are? Anybody want to make a comment and say, what area is that? Welcome Maria and Sylvia, Melanie, Samaya, Donna, Jessica. Really appreciate you being here. So my hubby just joined in. Welcome, John. Which one of the 3 areas? So let's start with the first one. Melanie, thank you for answering. Yes! Woohoo! Bedroom, yes. So what 3 areas? Now we've got 1 out of the way. What are the other 2? What do you think they are? So bedroom, spend a lot of time in there, don't we? If we sleep well, 8, 10, 12 hours is what we'll spend there. My hubby said garage. Well, close. Move over a few feet and you might get the next one. So you're close. What other areas do you think? Entryway, there you go, Melanie. You probably know these answers, don't you? And what's the 3rd? So your entryway, your bedroom. What do you think the 3rd one is? Should I give you a hint? Kitchen. Yeah, somebody just joined and said kitchen. You got it, kitchen. Now, there's many reasons why those 3 areas are so critical. And if you look at the footprint of a house, the minimalists, they are 2 gentlemen that go around the country and teach minimalism, and I happen to be more oriented towards minimalism. Doesn't mean you have to be, and by the way, we misinterpret what that means. It doesn't mean living with 5 items and having stark walls and some sterile environment, although for some it is, but that is not what minimalism means. But one of the things that they bring up again and again is the footprint of the house. They've actually done studies, and where do we spend most of our time? And of course, the areas that I just mentioned in the house, the bedroom and the kitchen, happen to be that. It's a place where we sleep and rest, hopefully. And the other side is where we cook and, congregate as a family, as guests, as community in our homes. So let's talk about bedrooms today. I'll touch on the other two another time, but let me just say briefly that if you were to go outside and walk up to your entryway, is it inviting? Is it open? Does it feel spacious? Does it make you want to come in? Now, that doesn't mean that you have to invite every neighbor, because by the way, being fairly introverted and enjoying my private sacred home space, I don't invite a lot of people into my home because it's my space. Not only do I work here, but I also breathe and rejuvenate here. So it doesn't mean I'm inviting my neighbors in, which you can if you tend to like to do that. You have to really look at, is it inviting, which means energetically the money moves in and the energy moves in. And because I'm a money counselor, of course, I've talked about money for a lot of years. And the clutter blocks money. And my husband just mentioned plants and frogs. We've been getting a lot of frogs, which means transformation and growth and being comfortable with that. I really love that. The little tiny frogs we were getting a few months back, suddenly they are like about 1.5 inches, 2 inches long. Suddenly the little plump dudes are showing up. They've grown. So let me just say that the kitchen, of course, is really critical as well. I hope someday that Nancy Didami will join me on one of these Facebook Lives. I'm going to invite her to talk a little bit more about the energy of a home and why moving and having clear space is so critical. And yes, Melanie, your living room is very critical to be open and energetically allow movement. And the reason why is it's central. It's the central space. And we want to be sure that central space is calming to everybody, not just, oh, by the way, it's the play area for the kids, or we have piles and piles of books and newspapers and magazines and all sorts of clutter piled up there. That's another conversation entirely. But let's go to the bedroom. Let's talk about the bedroom. And yeah, good question. What's a good plant for the entrance to your home? Very good question. I think it depends on your house. It depends on your home. Nancy certainly would be a better one to answer that because she works with the energy and what she would, well, I'm going to use the word corrections that you would need. So if something isn't quite feng shui friendly, how would we correct it if we can't just like pick up our whole house and move it on the plot the right way, or the entryway's in the wrong place? Like, for example, my house, the entryway, although it isn't a direct shoot straight up from the street, it's pretty close to that. So she had us put some energy work. So we had wind chimes hanging to block some of that flow and energy. It's like a big rushing river that comes down the road, rushing towards our house. She had us hang wind chimes. I do have a hanging plant by my front door. I did clean up and make sure my plants that I do have there are clean and energy healthy, because you don't want dead ones there. You don't want semi-thriving. So the minute it doesn't thrive, I work at helping it thrive or I release it. That's not always easy because it is life-giving. The other thing is that my husband and I replaced light fixtures coming up. We have a fixture on the front of our house, one down this long walkway. Again, it's like a river coming straight up the street, up our walkway to our fairly closed-in front door area. And we put a new light fixture at our front door and our back door. So we redid that this year, some of that because of that. But I skipped out on the bedroom. I'm already on the entryway. Maybe the entryway is what I'm supposed to talk about today. Let me just say that the bedroom, this is going to be a suggestion, an idea, that some of you are going to go, oh, excuse me, don't really like that, Joan. So you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. There's very little gray area in the middle. So one of the ways that they suggest for bringing more sacredness to our bedrooms, because that's really what it's meant to be. Our bedrooms are meant to have sleeping stuff, clothing, and that doesn't mean on the floor. And most of the time we have everything in there but maybe the bed. Suggestion is this: when it comes to clearing the bedroom and tidying up the bedroom, our tendency in most tidying up, I will tell you, is that we'll turn around and we'll clean little areas, little pockets. We don't really pull everything out and see what it feels like energetically, what that openness feels like. I can breathe finally. We don't actually look at that or feel that. We immediately have an idea. Oh, I'm going to put that plant in that corner, or I'm going to put that end table, or that side table, or that lamp, or that pile, or a bookcase. We already have it in our head, so we just leave it there. We never let it stay open. So yesterday on Facebook, I posted the top of one of my cabinets in my bedroom is totally spotless, nothing on it. Dusted, cleaned off, nothing on it. And I said, leave it open, because clutter loves stuff. So the minute we start to put something on it, it invites something more. Nothing wrong with picking joyous, sacred things to go there. The difference is, though, is that we don't usually pick wisely. We just put something there because the open space makes us uncomfortable, makes us think, oh, I need to fill it. It's so bare. Now, one of my family members loves that. To her, a decorative item is complete blank slate, nothing on it. Once in a while, one central thing will go on there for her. But otherwise, she likes that complete bare. That's a decorative item to her, leaving it open. So live with the open space. But here's the idea that actually came not only from Marie Kondo's book on tidying up. She has this concept, but the book called Joy of Less, of Living with Less. She speaks to emptying the room entirely, except for your bed. Now, obviously, if we have a great big armoire or dresser that would be impossible to remove, you can leave that in there as well. Nobody said we want He-Man going in there and removing everything, unless you wish to do it fully. Once the room is completely bare but the bed, lay on the bed and see how that feels. Live with that. Let it really fully embrace you and make you feel like, I can breathe. Then the tidying up and purging and sorting and deciding what's a treasure and what's a toss, and what will come back, what will I pass on to someone on, what really does belong in my room. Now, the author of Joy of Less, she and her husband happened to use just a futon, which of course then requires no bedside tables because it's on the floor actually, and they live very minimally in their bedrooms. They've pared down their clothing, so it all goes in their closet. They have no dressers. Now, does that mean you need to live that way? No. I bring this up for a major point. The bedroom is yours, and you get to do with it whatever you feel sacred about it. What is sacred to you? What will help and aid in our sleep? That doesn't mean electronics, by the way. That's been a challenge off and on for me as well. I'll bring my Kindle in to read, and before I know it, I'm on other digital aspects of it. So I have to turn those off in order just to read. And I don't plug my phone in the bedroom anymore. We don't have a TV in the bedroom. And our clocks are not electric. They're actually small travel clocks. So I don't use my cell phone as an alarm. So there's many ways that you can actually bring peace, sacredness, and calm to that area that is so sacred. My husband just went, oh no! Yeah, he has been challenged with that too. He keeps wanting to plug his cell phone in the bedroom. And I'm like, let's not do that, because the other night it actually rang and woke us both up. So, Melissa, let me read what you said. What you said is, I was about to dress up my entryway today to bring more money in, going to Home Depot. I have never heard you live till today. Well, perfect timing. Let me just suggest, move everything out of the entry, both inside your entryway, and I'm talking about as you walk up from the outside. Remove everything, like the bedroom idea. Breathe with that first. We have a tendency to fill up before we've actually let it be open. And the other thing that we tend to do is we tend to go get containers to organize. I was really good at that because I'm really good at organizing, making it look real pretty. It's all in order. By the way, I'm standing in my family room today, and I like things neat and organized and put in their place. So containers felt really cool because I could hide stuff and make it look really great. Thing is, what was in those containers I didn't need to keep. And that's what happens, is that we go to Home Depot or a container store and we start to organize and pretty up before we actually purge. And so that would be my suggestion, Melissa. I hope that really helps. Melissa or Melissa, I'm not sure how you pronounce your name. So the thing is that we want to completely remove and leave open space, open energy. Breathe with it. Let it tell you. And I'm not talking about immediately fill it up. So maybe today isn't the day to go for Home Depot. Not that you have to listen to me. However, remove everything first. Walk up to it, stand in it, look at it. What does it feel like? What's it telling you it needs? It may need 0. Maybe it just needs a simple plant. Maybe it needs, some of us love to decorate our doors and put a welcoming wreath. This time of year, harvest, a lot of times we're putting welcoming wreaths on our doors. So be sure to let it tell you, and you have to kind of sit quietly and let it tell you. So that goes back to the bedroom. Lay on the bed and let it tell you what to bring back in. I'll guarantee you, if you really pay attention to, this is supposed to be a place I sleep, I rest, I restore. It is sacred. And no designer, no design company is in charge of the bedroom but you. Only you. So don't follow what others are saying. It has to be, all these pillows on the bed, unless you like those. By the way, those can be really problematic. I had to teach my husband, this is how I'd like the pillows. And then I realized, well, why don't I make them more simple? And by the way, we got it. Yay. So I want you to know that it's really about the sacred space for you, not for anybody else. No design magazine. By the way, somebody else could think it's the most barren, ugly room on the planet. Who cares if you sleep well? None of their business. Invite people into your room that actually would give that kind of feedback. It's none of their beeswax. So that's it for today. Bedrooms, entryways, kitchens. Let me just tell you, the kitchens are another topic I'll get into because I've been doing quite a bit of, I did quite a bit of purging and tidying up in there before, but I realized that kitchens have a tendency to accumulate stuff and you don't even know where it came from. Sort of like laundry in the laundry hamper. You know how that goes? You open up the hamper and you're like, where did all this come from? I thought I just did laundry. One of the things with kitchens, what came out of going into one of those design studios, you know how you go in like a Home Depot or a Lowe's or one of the other design type studios where they have these incredibly pristine kitchens so that you can see what they look like. Most of the time we're actually not attracted to the design itself. We're attracted to the openness, and there's nothing on the counters and nothing showing in the cabinets. That's what we're actually drawn to. Isn't that amazing psychologically how that does happen? So try doing that in your kitchen too. Remove everything off your counters and see what happens. So those 3 areas, if you can't focus on any other, pick one of those. And like Melissa said, she's going to do her entryway. Great. I encourage you. And energetically, we want it to be pleasing for everything that comes flowing in through the door. And when we open up, we don't want to have anything blocking that either. And the bedrooms, open and sacred and sleep-oriented, not other stuff. I found that what was happening is I was letting things pile up like books, because I am a avid bookworm. I love books. In fact, that's the topic of my next magazine article, that books everywhere. Oh my goodness, not enough time to read. Enough with the piles of books. Or things that I might use, hand lotions and facial creams and stuff like that that might pile up on my bedside table. Tchotchkes or decorative items that actually start to overtake the room and really have nothing to do visually that's really pleasing or really energetically pleasing for sleep, because that's what it's about. So I'm Joan Silva. I do Tidy Up Tuesdays every Tuesday. Obviously, there's going to be some days that I don't hit Tuesdays, but on the whole, I tend to be every Tuesday. My best time has been 11:30 Pacific, and so for each of you across the United States, it'll be a different time. And I also have a YouTube station, Joan Silva 52. If you want to watch prior tidying up episodes, they're there. And I would love to have you come back next Tuesday or sign up for my Tidy Up Tuesdays newsletter.